Hey, shout out to Footballer's Diary.
Shout out Footballer's Diary.
Greatest asset is not
LAFC. All right, Footballer's Diary. We're back with episode 2, season 2. I've been really excited about this player, about this interview, having you on. I think you're going to have a great season. Syracuse is one of the biggest schools, biggest teams, and you're one of the biggest players, man. So we have Ernest Bawa on. Thank you so much, bro.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate getting on. Yeah, I'm excited. So, Syracuse is definitely what I wanted. I think it's going to set me up for my future. So, yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be interesting this season.
Cool, man. So let's go back all the way to the beginning, man. Where's your first memories of soccer? What got you into the sport?
Um, like since like a little kid, I think I was always excited when I saw like people playing soccer in the backyard. And I come from Ghana where we play soccer anyway, man. Like you would literally like cars are passing on the road, and the minute the car passes, we put like bricks as goals on the middle of the road and just play. And then the minute we see another car coming, we just take it off, and then we just keep doing that and just keep playing. So like, I've been playing soccer since I can remember, and I'm grateful that I started in Ghana because everybody loves soccer. I was playing with older people, different genders, like all ages, so it was nice. Like so, at an early age, I just developed this love for it.
So in Ghana, it's mostly like you at an early age, you guys play street soccer, right? Like mostly
Uh,
on hard concrete
yeah, hard
or
con.
hard ground, I mean.
Yeah, like barefooted. It's very intense. It doesn't matter what surface it is. We're slide tackling. We're putting everything in there. We're fighting each other. It's like now looking back at it, it's like that was like the fun part of it. You don't know, you didn't worry about your cleats. Nobody cared about what you were wearing. You were just playing straight ball, and it was just fun.
It's funny, man. Like everywhere that has a good soccer culture, they play on multiple surfaces and even barefoot a lot. And so, like I talk a lot about fascia muscle in your feet. And if like you look at like Brazil, a lot of the African countries, like a lot of their early days are spent barefoot. Um, do you think playing on like multiple surfaces like helps you develop different parts of your game?
Absolutely. I mean, and also like just the bare understanding of just like loving the game. That is it's like you started playing at an early age. Nobody's worried about what cleats you're wearing, what like Nike cleats you're wearing or Adidas cleats you're wearing. Bro, it's whatever you can like afford. And we're not here. We like if you don't pass me the ball, if you miss a chance there, that's where we have a problem. But it was everything was about soccer, and it was just like I think is good for development and like just like love the game. And every time you leave and you go home, you're like all dirty and like muddy. But it's just like think about it now. It's just like a fun part of my life that like I wish I could go back to. And I think playing on these surfaces kind of definitely helps shape an athlete. Obviously, building fascia and also like just you've played on the worst surfaces and you enjoyed playing on it. I
Yeah.
played on dirt and I enjoyed doing it. So now I get to play on grass. Like best believe I'm gonna enjoy doing that.
Yeah, I did it there. I could do it anywhere.
Exactly, and I
And
did it there with no problem, and I actually enjoyed it. So like,
right.
it definitely helps a lot. Yeah.
No, that's cool, man. I've seen your athleticism, your flips, and your creativity on the ball, man. So now we know where that comes from.
Yeah.
Um, so do you come from like a soccer family? Did any of your parents play?
So, well, I heard stories of my dad. I didn't get to meet him. He passed away before like when I was little. But I heard he was a good soccer player. My brother played. but my brother is like like 5'2", so he's so small. So he stopped playing. My sister's a little taller. My sister played a little bit, but also stopped playing to work, help my mom. I didn't really come from a very good background in terms of financial opportunities and all that. So I was lucky enough to be like the only one who actually like. I was so stubborn that my brother had to stop because obviously, like our family, like we needed him to like help make ends meet. My sister had to do the same thing. I just did not want to stop. And I just loved it way too much. And then my uncle took me in, and then he started paying for my tuition for school. And he even wanted me to stop because in Ghana they didn't really like. So if you're not really from a good background or like a good family, actually regardless of what family you're from, it's kind of like there's this concept about you cannot combine soccer and education together. So your parents are very strict on you going to school and like quitting soccer. I found ways to make it work. Like I'll go to school on my way back. I change into my clothes, my soccer clothes, and just play before I get home. And then when my dad asks me, I'll lie and tell him, "Oh, I went to my friend's house to study." After so like I just found ways to still play, but the culture definitely in Ghana, I think it's changing a lot, for sure. But like when I was young, I had to like, obviously like play a lot with my brother and sister, but at the same time, just like make my own path because they had to stop at some point. And I just decided I was just gonna keep going.
Well, so that drive, that push. So a lot of time it seems like maybe sometimes it's like destiny. But Was it like the memory of your dad? I'm sorry to hear that. Was it like the memory of your dad who played soccer, or was it just like I don't want to do what everyone else is doing? What was it, man, that pushed you?
I mean, if like it comes down to like definitely loving the game. I remember the time, again, I wasn't fortunate enough to have like iPads and all that, but I remember me and my friends would go to the internet cafe. So like we go into like this place and then pay like in like let's say in American dollars, we pay $10 for 10 minutes to use a computer. And then I'm on YouTube watching Ronaldinho do his thing. And I remember as a kid, my friends used to call me Bawadinho. I loved Ronaldinho, like it's just like he just made me fall in love with the game more and more. And I just, he always threw a smile on his face. So I always dreamt of playing like in front of a big crowd and just like doing like dancing and like after a goal, like just enjoying the game and just playing like the way Ronaldinho did it. So there was never a time in my life where I was like, yeah, soccer is done. I don't love it anymore. Regardless of what happened and regardless of me not having cleats and all that, I just still found a way to go back and play the game. And also, like, yes, I do have this thing in me where, like, when somebody tells me I shouldn't do or I can't do something, I'm gonna do it. Like, it doesn't really matter what it is. Like, if you tell me I'm not doing something,
I'm
I
doing it.
and tell you like yes, I did it, like I did that. So like i I just have those two, I guess, stubbornness and love for the game that I just channeled and got me where I am today. And the thing is, I always believed I was different. I always believed, like my mom, like God bless her soul, like her heart, but she's still alive and all. But she tried to keep me humble and like try to get me to focus on my studies. And like she's just trying to protect me. But like the whole time, she's like, "Oh, your brother tried. He didn't do anything with it. Your sister tried. Even your dad tried. You didn't do anything with it. It's not meant for people like us." And the whole time, I was like, "I'm not like you."
I'm
Like,
different. Yeah.
but again, I always knew I was gonna take it somewhere. But yeah, I'm glad I got it here.
That's crazy, man. So I mean, I'm surprised, bro. I'm surprised you don't have Bawadinho on your as your tag, man, on social media. That's hard, man.
Yeah, I mean, I got to a point where I was like, at that time I was like young, so like I was just like enjoying the game. I just enjoyed the name, but I started growing older and older. I was like, yeah, maybe I should just go with my name. Some people hated me and thinking I was like, this cocky kid and like, but it's my friends called me. Even now when I go back to Ghana, like some guys call me Ronaldinho and or Ronaldinho or something like that because
That's cool.
I just love them so much.
Okay, so take me from there. You're a kid. You're playing. You go to your uncles. How do you get to, from that to D1 soccer? What was your path?
So I tried out for this soccer academy in Ghana. Right now, it's the biggest academy in the world, in my opinion. It's called Rise to Dream Academy.
Hmm. I've heard of it. Yeah.
So it's a tryout for of like several hundred kids, like, and they end up picking like three guys from my neighborhood, and then we went to the capital of Ghana, and then they did the same thing in different states in Ghana. They brought all of us together, and they ended up picking 21 guys, and we went to the academy. They took us to the academy, and then we were in the academy for 3 months, just trying out. And then at the end of every month or every few weeks, some guys had to go home. Like you literally, like if you were not performing, you're going home. So you had to like constantly perform, and they had to match your talent to the guys already in the academy at Right to Dream. So um, I made it all the way to the last three standing, and then the last two standing. The other guy who made it, his name is Michael Leon. He plays for University of Michigan right now, and that's how I got into the academy. And then I was in the academy for a few years. You know, that was when like I was like, oh, it's possible you can do both education and soccer. And then I was there for a few years. I got the chance to go play in Europe. Played in like four tournaments in 2015. 2015, my team did not lose a single game.
Wow.
We're in Europe. Like I mean, if I tell you the players that were on my team, you understand. Like Mohamed Kudus was on my team. Like
Oh, wow.
Kelvin Boateng, like all my friends are all pros now. Like
Yeah.
we had a good group, and like we grew up together, so the chemistry was like like I'm like it was just crazy chemistry. And we had that, and then after we came back from the tour, like that trip, I had a big decision to make because at the time I was 15, and then I was doing well in school, so in the academy, when you're doing well in school, you get the chance to choose whether you want to go to Europe, America, to for high school and then first year education, or stay in the academy until you're 18 and then find a professional contract. Um, and then I chose to go to America to study, and then that's how I got to Taft School in Connecticut. It's a prep school. I was there for 4 years. And my sophomore year, I committed to University of North Carolina. And then, from North Carolina, I'm here at Syracuse now. So that's kind of how the journey went. But it was a crazy journey. That's just trying to simplify it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What pushed you to that route? Was it your mom, kind of always prioritizing the education, or just seeing that you could do both somewhere?
I mean, like in all honesty, I think I like deep down I wanted to stay and pursue, just go straight pro. But again, there's this saying, charity begins at home. So like I've been raised, I think I was raised right, and I was raised to like always pick education first, because like that's just something that you cannot really trade for anything. At some point in your life, soccer is going to be done. You're going to get injured, or anything could happen. But once you have your degree, like nobody can take that from you. So hearing all these things growing up from my mom and my uncle and like everybody around me, I was like, I'm definitely going to America. Like, there's no way I'm choosing anything else. They're gonna kill me. So
Right. Well, especially because you could do both, right? And it's like I talk to a lot of people about this, and people don't understand the history of D1 soccer. Like, they don't understand D1 soccer, period. But I mean, college soccer was one of the first things played, period. Like there's been college soccer before soccer got to Brazil,
yeah,
like people don't understand like the history there, but beyond the history, they don't understand that, okay, for example, I was talking to somebody. There was a kid that I met, and he was at a Premier League academy till U19. U19 is the big year in Europe, right? And so afterwards, he got cut, and he probably could have went somewhere else. But there's a lot of kids after they get cut at U19, like that's the end of the road for them. And what one thing I was telling him, I'm like, that's what's so like awesome about D1 soccer. It's like you get to reach a plateau and experience like um, professional soccer in a way.
Yep.
while also, like you're saying, getting your education and having a different experience, and nothing can take that away from you, that you played D1 soccer and got to experience that life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Um, Now, so you get to America, and you have to go to high school in America, right? Like, what was that like?
It was not high school in Ghana. It was it's something else. Like not just any high school. It's like one of the best high schools in the country. Taft School is a prep school. It's like a pretty much a mini college, boarding school. It's the rich kids here and there. I was getting like financial aid. I didn't even know what financial aid was until I got there. It was just like the heaviest culture shock one could get. And I was just like, taken away. My first month here was the hardest month of my life because I had to learn English. Like I thought I knew English, but I had to learn English all over again because like history and English classes, I could not even like. I
Yeah.
those classes because those classes required me to take part in discussions, and I was like, I can't speak. Every time I talk, everybody's like, huh, like say it again, and
Yeah.
I had to get over that hump. And then the good thing was it was in the fall. The first semester is in the fall. That's when soccer season is. So even though I was just so timid in the classroom and socially, I got to express myself on the soccer field, and that's kind of how I got to make a lot of friends. So even though I couldn't really talk and communicate, I could like communicate with my feet and my
Yeah.
that kind of helped. So um, if soccer was in the winter or like it wasn't like a first semester sport, I think I'd probably have it would have been a different story.
So go to Taft. How does that? And you play there at Taft.
Yes, yes.
How were you scouted for? I know a lot of the programs in Africa. I know there's one in Senegal. There's the one in Ghana. These big programs, they kind of already have like a college connection scouting program set up. Was it through that, or did they find you from playing at Taft?
They found me playing at Taft, and I played for a club team. I was a
Okay.
Rock FC, so like they found me from playing there too.
What
But
what, what club team?
it's called Black Rock. Um,
Okay.
Um, but I think it was mainly Taft because there are some games that are like it's like a soccer jamboree, so like it's like a bunch of teams, different schools playing together on like the same area because there are like 4 or 5 multiple fields, and then college coaches come there, and that's when I started like. I had no idea they were college coaches my freshman year. I was just playing soccer to play soccer. I didn't know
Yeah.
any, so, but yeah. It was definitely a weird experience learning about the whole college process and all that. But the good thing is if you go, you take care of business. You're gonna be fine.
Yeah. Was there multiple colleges that looked at you, or like NC was the one, and you were like,
Yeah, like North Carolina was actually not my first offer. My other offer, I don't know if I can mention other school's name, but
okay, no worries, no worries, don't do
but
it.
I can tell you off the record. But
Okay, yeah, no worries. So I guess what I'm at. So what made you pick that school? What about what was the connecting piece there?
at the time it was like what like just like obviously UNC is like a very big program. It's the nation's first public university. It's a good degree to have.
Yeah,
And then they like, a good soccer program. At the time they hadn't built the new stadium yet. I think they tore it down, so like I didn't really like get to see that part. But I also love the color blue. And on top of that, I really like talking to the assistant coaches there at the time. And it's just like they made me one. I almost felt like I was already a part of it. Like every time I talked to them, it was like we're picking up from where we left off. It
yeah,
wasn't starting the whole conversation over again. Like, there were a lot of college coaches for that. It's like every time I talk to them, it's like, what country are you from again? But like you,
Oh yeah.
like UNC, when I started talking to them, the coach would come in and like learning a few words of my native language, and I was
No way.
like, a cool dude. Like, I want to play for this guy. But yeah, it was that's kind of how I made the decision.
That's cool, man. So, what were some of the highlights of your time there at UNC? Like, what were some of the big games that you played that were
I
stuck out
think
to you?
I think my there are a few, but the one that I really remember was my first college go, um, official college go. I think we played VCU. VCU was winning 1-0 the whole game, and I made my debut. And I was coming off the bench. I came in off the bench first half, last 15 minutes of the game. I got a free kick, hit the crossbar, and that day, every time I shot the ball, I just felt really good. Like I was like, one of those days where you just like everything is going right. Uh,
Yeah.
Doing really well. I just had this confidence with me, and then I think it was like 10 minutes, maybe 12 minutes left in the game. They gave me the ball right on top of the box. I did a really nice half turn, and I just shot it far post to tie the game 1-1. That's my first college goal, and I think it was like one of the best goals I've scored in college. And I just remember it being like the best, like feel.
Yeah.
I was like. I just like announced myself to college that I'm here. Like I just felt so good with that. I think probably the other one was probably going to be again. It was like last 10 minutes of the game. I think my junior year, I had a very difficult year, because I broke my ankle, had two surgeries on it. Um,
Wow.
that year, I missed half the season. I came back, and then I think it was the second round or first round of the ACC tournament. We were hosting Boston College, and we were having a good game, but we hadn't scored yet. I was playing really well that game too. And then I think it was like again 10 minutes left. And look, first of all, I'm the one who normally takes the corner kicks, but I was the one who started the attack, so I was gassed. I was out of breath. So instead of going to take the corner kick, I told one of my guys to take it. So I stayed in the box. I had no business being in the box. I won the header that won the game, and I scored. So that was also like a pretty cool experience for me because um, when you score goals like that at the death, it's like you know
Yeah.
it's just like a different feeling. It's like not more than a goal. So um, and I kind of like the fact that like everybody in the team just celebrated that moment so much. That meant so much to me. So I think definitely those two would probably be my highlights.
That's awesome, bro. You definitely had some crazy moments at UNC. So, coming from Ghana, did you have any idea what to expect from college soccer? And have you been surprised with like the level and the atmosphere that's in college soccer, D1 soccer?
I think it was more of a surprise for me. Um, like I really didn't know what I was expecting, but I remember like especially like we'll come over here and like to play Syracuse, and it's packed, and just like um ACC network broadcasting this thing, and I'm like, dude, this is pro, like
Yeah,
like this is it, and it's just like like our soccer facilities, our gear, getting cleats. Like it's just like there's a lot of professional teams that don't have what some colleges here have. And, it was just mind blowing how much time and effort was put into college soccer, college sports in general.
yeah.
So it was definitely not in like I was not expecting this at all. Like
Yeah,
no.
I've talked to so many players who played in Europe at the academy level, and they're like, our senior team did not have the facilities that is here in college soccer.
100%. I did not like yeah, it's crazy, like insane.
So far, has there been like any programs or teams that you have like a rivalry with, and you felt like the level has been like really high and like the atmosphere has been intense? Like, have you had any of those experiences?
There's been a few actually. There are like ACC matchups. every time we played Duke,
Yeah,
dude, it was gonna be fireworks. You know, every time we played Wake Forest, it was gonna be like nuts. Especially at Wake Forest. And Clemson has like I think Clemson has one of the best college soccer atmospheres. You know,
yeah.
the country. Like,
That stadium's crazy.
yeah, you go to Clemson, like it's tough. It's tough to get a win there. But I think the toughest place to get a win is here at Syracuse. Like, it's cold, rainy. You know, you come anywhere after October, you're in a dogfight. Like,
Yeah, it makes you tougher in a way, you know. Like it
yes,
makes you like have a like I don't know, for some reason those teams that are in like the Northeast where it's just like really cold, it's like like they have no problem side tackling in that cold. It's like, what's wrong with you, man? Like,
I remember so many times where you know, we'll be coming to play Syracuse when I was at UNC, and you could just see the boy like, dude, like I don't want to go there. Like, no, it's and it wasn't because of like, oh, we were like scared of losing or anything. It's just that you know what you're coming into. Like,
yeah.
it's just like that's the norm. Like, they're gonna run you through the ground, slide tackle you, like they just, and it's like rainy and cold. We're not used to it. You know, it was just like a whole lot of elements coming together that made it like not fun, like to play here.
Syracuse is one of those schools that has had like a lot of success with producing pro players. Not only just do like the MLS, but abroad. You know, they last year, it was probably one of the biggest stories in college soccer. Uh, the kid from Syracuse went to Belgium, and actually, I think he's at what was
That's
his name?
Nathan Opoku.
Yes, man, great player. You know, did like everyone was shocked how well he did in Belgium right off the bat, in the Belgian Pro League. Was that part of like your decision?
Yeah, I mean that was definitely like a factor, you know, in my decision making process. But I think it was more of like, you know, again, like I'm big on like relationships with like, you know, like the coach and you know all that, and you know, like talking to Ian McIntyre was just the guy is so intense, but he's also like so like personable, and he literally like you know will not you know like lie to you. He just says things straight, it's like literally right off the jump. Like he was telling me like the most honest, you know, things ever, and I was like, this guy just leaves nothing on the table. Like he just like empties the tank every time, even if it's in a conversation, and it kind of made you understand why this program is the way it is. He
Yeah,
top and it's, you know, at the head of it all. And you know, it's very few college programs where like the coach is literally like looking out for you after college, knowing that you want to go pro or you
yeah,
want the next step in college. And I feel like again talking to him and even still being here, he's putting me in the best spot to like do that. At the end of the day, you have to perform. You have to do your part of it. Like at the end of the day, all this doesn't matter if I don't go out and you know do what he wants me to do. But he's definitely going to put you, give you the stage to shine.
yeah. I mean, that's all you can really ask for. I mean, I just love Syracuse. Like when they won the national championship that year, their marketing and their videos were so cool. Like I don't think anybody does marketing better than Syracuse, man. Like it's like you're saying, it's like professional. Sometimes I think it's better. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, no, like again, it's like it's weird like being here on the other side now. Because when I was, you know, at UNC and all that, you know, you don't really get to understand like why they act like this and all that. I mean, I came here from the way we like our lift sessions. I'm like, yeah, this completely makes sense. Why these guys just run you to the ground? Like, you know, it just make the culture is just so different here, and it's literally always players first, and you know, like and the coaching staff, you know, it's not just the head coach, you know, the coaching staff just do such a great job of like making sure the players are like treated like professionals.
So you feel like that's a big part of Syracuse is the culture, like they have like a winning culture.
They have a good winning culture, but it's like it's more like I don't know, it's called like I'll say like they have a good locker room culture. We're in the locker room 45 minutes before every session, like just to hang out and just like you know, straight banter, joke around with the boys, like
So you
before.
want to get there. You're like, yeah, let me get to the locker room.
Yeah, you just want to get there because like we were like the night before we were playing online games together and all that. So you go to the locker room and everybody's just like laughing at something dumb somebody did, and like it's
You
just
guys are
like
close. Like the team's like a close knit team.
yes, like that's the thing. I think that's what makes the difference, and I think the coaches go like above and beyond to make that like work, to make sure like we get the chance to like actually spend time with each other. And I feel like I've been here, I came here in January, and I feel like I've been here for like 10 years, because I know the guys so much. There isn't a single guy on the team, even the freshman that just came in, like there isn't a single guy that I'm like, oh, I'm not that's that close to this guy, or I cannot have a conversation with this guy if I was left in a room with them for like 2 hours. Like everybody's just like knows each other, loves each other, and all that goes out when we're training too. When we're training, we kill each other. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like I'm trying to
Do
get.
you feel like that's different at Syracuse? Like, do you feel like because I notice at I notice at some practices where there's teams where the practices doesn't seem that intense, and I always say like if the practice not intense, like do you feel like at Syracuse like the uh the level of competition is higher, or do you think that coaches push you more? What do you think creates that like level of competition?
I mean, like my previous college was the same thing. Like it was like intense. Like we'll kick each other. Like everybody's trying to like fight for a spot. Everybody's trying to like get better. So like it was definitely like very very intensive practices. And even like in terms of like brotherhood, there was still like some good relationships being formed there. But I just don't know. Like it's just like Syracuse is just different. Like it's like one of those things where it's just so intangible. You can't really like put can't really explain it. Literally have to be in here to actually experience it. And I think it was just been crazy since my first week here. Like I'm like, wow, like I was not expecting this. Serious, and it has nothing to do with facilities or gear or nothing.
Yeah.
People to people connection, like it's just crazy. And I don't think I've seen anything like it.
Yeah, it's like players who come out of Syracuse, I feel like are like, it's like players who come out of Philadelphia Union Academy. It's like there's just something about them. You could tell like they've been prepared the best. Like they compete at a super high level, and now we've got to see it through Buchanan and all these other players. Like no matter what league they go to, no matter what system they're in, like they perform, they do well. Like it's really impressive. Whatever they're doing at Syracuse to prepare you guys.
And
It's really cool.
yeah, there's just this secret recipe. I just don't know how. Uh, but again, I don't want to take anything away from my time at UNC. Like
Yeah, of course.
I had a great time. Great team.
And definitely another really, really high level program. And it's impressive that even, to go to that program as a freshman, a lot of people have to transfer in, because it's such a competitive place. But looking forward to this year, man. What are some of your goals and what are you looking forward to this year, man?
I mean, I feel like for the first time in my college career, it's like I just want to play and enjoy the game again. I just want to like have fun. Like, UNC, I had a lot of injuries, surgeries here and there. So like game got to a point where it wasn't really fun for me anymore. So like I had to just get out of the environment, just start something new again. And I'm really looking forward to playing with the guys, man. It's like literally like playing like with your brothers, and I'm looking forward to that because again it's like a different chapter of my life, that I'm hoping to like capitalize on. um, Obviously looking forward to do well this season with the team, so we can win everything, all three trophies.
Hey.
We want it, we need it. I think we can do it. I think the goal from the very first day was to add another star to the Syracuse crest. So,
I'll have to pick a pick. You do. I'll have to pick up that Syracuse jersey, man.
It will happen, right? Like we're working for that, and I think we can do it. It's definitely within our reach to definitely do it. So um, that's I think if anything at all, that's what I'm excited for to see what we can achieve this year.
So one thing that people, have mentioned about your game, which is true, you're a very flexible player. You're a creative striker. You have the ability to play in that 10 role. I'm sure you could even play deeper in the midfield if you wanted to. What does that flexibility uh, give you benefits of being able to fit into different system, and what do you think is your biggest asset as a player like that?
Obviously, I think yes, flexibility definitely helps me to fit in different systems. And I got all this from Right Dream Academy. Right Dream Academy, I played literally every position out there except for goalkeeper. Those I was a center back, and it just gives you a different perspective of the game, and you also respect the game a lot more because, like, every position demands a little different.
Yeah,
The player, the personnel, um, and I think the fact that I can play different positions allows me to use different skill sets, at a time, and helps you also develop like as a player, like to be all rounded. And I've played on the right, I've played on the left side. I've gotten a lot comfortable using my left foot. I don't even think about it anymore.
yeah.
It's just like opens your mind a lot, and you understand the game and respect the game a lot more because you know what you're getting from your wing back, you know what you're getting from your center back, you know what you're getting from different positions because you've played there and you understand what it takes to play that position. So yeah.
It makes sense. Is there any player that you take inspiration from on the pro level, like?
Um, well, it's always been Ronaldinho. I still watch Ronaldinho clips. But recently it's just been like a lot of different players, to be honest with you. But my friend Mohamed Kudus, it's like, you know, it's not even on the soccer part. What he's doing is just like he's just showed us that we can do it. Like, and he's doing it at the highest level. So I do take a lot of inspiration from him.
You know a player you remind me of? And Cuckoo.
Oh my God. The dress are gone though.
Bro, because it's like to me he could play a striker in a different system, but
Yeah.
he's just so creative, both feet, and he adds so much to the total impact of the game.
Yeah.
It's like, I see you like that, man. What do you like to do outside of soccer?
Video games, play pool a lot. I think most of my time is spent listening to music though. I love music. I could literally sit down, just connect to the speaker and just like vibe and just play music. I love different kinds of music. But I like to get on the game with my friends too, just so we stay in touch, from around the world. Um, and I love playing pool.
Oh, nice, man.
Yeah, but I think definitely music and video games.
It's funny. I had Junior Nari on last year, and I think you had posted that you were at the Rod Wave concert,
Yes.
and he was at that same concert, and he plays for NC State, and you play for UNC at the
Oh,
time, and
yeah.
so
I,
I was like, man, there's a lot of good soccer players at that concert.
Rod Rivers is my guy, man. Like it's one of my favorite artists. I think he's number one right now on my chart, definitely. But yeah, again, like I said, I love music, man. Like I'm a music guy.
So I think your favorite team Barca.
Yes.
So that makes sense with
Right.
Ronaldinho. So what is your opinion, or how do you feel about right now? They're in a pretty good spot.
I think we're in a good spot. A lot of young players. I don't think anybody should write us off yet. Other teams can sign. I'm not going to mention teams, but like other teams can sign whoever they want to sign. But when it comes to it, tiki taka always wins. So I think we're going to be fine. Like I'm not
Well,
worried.
like you said, chemistry, right? Chemistry, like going back to, like you were saying, like what the chemistry you had with your team in Ghana and UNC and now in Syracuse, like we've seen time and time again, that beats money every day of the week.
It does, and like there's also one thing about being like young players just trying to like play. They're just playing the game because they love it. They don't care if they're playing against Mbappe or whoever. They're just playing the game just because they love playing the game. They don't even know what they're doing. They're just doing it for fun. So um, I think Barca's gonna make some noise this year for sure.
So, and I'm not gonna take up too much more of your time. I know you're busy, and I know you don't like to look, this far in the future. But after this year, what are you interested in going to the MLS abroad? What are your thoughts, man?
Um, I think America has become like my second home. So I'll definitely like would love to play in the MLS. But I'm not gonna close any door. If the chance comes from Europe, yeah, that's what God has written for me. But
I
um,
like that.
I think I definitely want to stay home here. But Europe is also like obviously a good option too for younger players. Uh, but again, I'm just like so looking forward to like just playing this season, and I want to win a natty. I want to win the ACC. I want
I'm
to.
rooting for you, bro. I'm rooting for you.
That's kind of where my mind is at right now.
So, and this is kind of in general, but if a team was going to draft you, what should they know about you as a player and as a person?
As a person, I'm really goofy. Like serious. I mean, you can ask anybody who knows me. I'm serious only like 1% of the time. 90 jokes with me. And I joke around a lot. But once the whistle blows, like I just turn it on, and I'm ready to play. And I love to compete. I think I am professional in the way I approach the game, and so I think if there's anything at all, it's just like I'm gonna bring it. I'm gonna work every day. So
Nice, man. And what as a player who's already you made it to where a lot of kids want to go, meaning D1 soccer. What advice could you give them for soccer and for how to get to where you're at right now?
I mean, obviously, from what I told you earlier, just follow your internal compass. Like, just like there's something that is, I think it's in all of us. Like deep down, you know that you can do something. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do it. And the last thing you want to do is start doubting yourself and say, "Oh, can I really do it? Are they right?" So if you're ever in that situation, just follow what's inside of you, and also just play like I mean, people always say like play like somebody's watching you. I'm saying just play like nobody's watching, because then when you just like have no pressure, you just playing the game because you're enjoying it. So just play
I
like
like
no
it.
watching, play like it's like your last time playing. Enjoy it, and just like don't stop chasing the dream, pretty much.
I like that, bro. And lastly, man, any message for any Syracuse fans?
Um, uh, I don't know what to say, but the boys in orange are looking forward to a really big season. We're looking forward to bringing the fans like everything they wanted, and we're gonna fight every day to make sure we win everything, for the fans. So yeah, we're trying to add another star, and that's what we're gonna try to do every day.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for being on. Um, I really appreciate it, man. I'm rooting for you. And if you when you do make it, man, we'd love to have you back on, bro.
Of course, bro. Just let me know whenever. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.